The new year is just around the corner, and in this video today I'll be sharing my sewing plans and some personal sewing goals for 2022. As I'm filming this, the new year is arriving in just a couple of days. I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video talking about my sewing goals and plans for 2022 so that you can have an idea of what to expect from me in the new year, and also to really make myself sit down and think about what I want to achieve for the new year. So in the new year, I will be drafting my body sloper, my sleeve sloper, my pant sloper, and I also want to do a skirt base. 10 years ago, I took my first and only dressmaking class in Singapore during a university summer break, and I didn't really do much with my body sloper after the class because life happened. And earlier in May this year, I finally took my body sloper out, redrafted it, refitted it, and made a couple of garments with it this year that I am pretty happy with. They fit fairly well, but there are a couple of problem areas that I just can't forgive. And so I think the best way to go about it to fix those issues that I am not happy with is to really just go back to the drawing board and start from zero and draft the body sloper from scratch. Basically, my end goal is to be able to look at a design and draft my own sewing pattern from scratch and potentially come up with my own designs as well. To draft and fit my slopers, I will probably be using a mixture of my garment design textbook by Bunka Fashion College and this super old school drafting book from the 80s that was used as a textbook in that dressmaking class that I took in Singapore. Side note, if you try to Google and find the garment design textbooks by Bunka Fashion College in English, it is hideously expensive in the Western market. I bought mine when I was in Singapore and I only got 2 of the entire series. If I had known that it would be so expensive in the Western market, I would have gotten the whole series. Anyway, if you read Japanese and if you read Chinese, maybe you can get some cheaper versions, but you're probably not going to find a copy that's affordable in this Western market. Other than sharing my process of drafting and fitting my slopers, I will definitely continue to share more sewing tutorials here in the new year. Amongst the videos that I've published since October, it seems like sewing tutorials like my DIY pinafore dress and my half circle skirt tutorials are a little bit more popular than the other videos. So you will see more tutorials on specific sewing techniques and no pattern sewing projects, easy, beginner-friendly drafting projects, alterations and mending, and all kinds of stuff. If you have seen a project on my Instagram that I haven't done a tutorial for, leave a comment and let me know. I know I still have this request for this t-shirt thrift flip from 2020. That happened when I was in the middle of trying to haul my life across the globe, and the footage from that project I feel is no longer usable. So I'm gonna make a new top anyway, so I have to refilm that, and I should have that tutorial coming out January or February of next year. It's coming, I promise. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, and if you have been here for a while, you will definitely know that everything I do here has a bit of a retro flavor. Not this. I don't know what this is. I use my vintage sewing machines for all of my projects here. I like to use vintage sewing notions that I found and collected over the years in my projects, and I sew with vintage sewing patterns as well. So that's definitely something you're going to continue to see in the new year. I think there's a little bit of interest in vintage sewing machines and vintage sewing machine attachments. So somewhere down the road, I will definitely share a little bit more about how my touch and sew works and a couple of machine attachments that I have in my teeny tiny collection as well. I recently got this vintage Singer monogrammer and I haven't touched it yet. I will be testing it out soon and I can't wait to show you how it works and share some ideas on what it could be used for. I've talked about drafting, I've talked about using vintage sewing patterns, but I understand that drafting isn't everyone's cup of tea, and vintage sewing patterns aren't always accessible to everyone. And at the same time, I truly believe that sewing is a hobby that should be affordable and accessible to everyone. So I want to continue to promote the joy of sewing and spark a little bit of inspiration by sharing some roundups of patterns, beginner-friendly patterns, season-specific patterns, retro patterns, patterns to help you recreate runway looks, free patterns, patterns for purchase, all kinds of patterns. A couple of sewing pattern roundups that I've shared on my blog over the last couple of years have been pretty popular, so I want to continue to share those as well. Hopefully next year I will be comfortable enough to kind of share them in the video medium as well and not just like a write-up, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is something that I kind of hesitated to share over here, but I guess there's no harm in just sending some good jujus out onto the universe and see what happens. So I've been making my own patterns for a while now. I made this tropical dress using a pattern that I drafted myself. I made the 60s inspired petal hat using my own pattern. I also made a 90s inspired shoulder bag with my own pattern. So I really want to start developing my own digital sewing patterns. The only digital sewing pattern that I have out in this world right now is my hybrid face mask, which I developed early last year, and I want to branch out from that. The thing is, I didn't go to fashion school. I don't have Adobe Illustrator, so I have to learn a lot of things from scratch. As we're speaking now, I am trying to come up with a newsboy cap pattern. It's actually the last project of my autumn-winter sewing capsule series, and I hope to have the pattern out in the beginning of February 2022. So yeah, it's scary to say stuff like that and put it out in public, but it is my goal and I just want to put it out here. I hope I have the grit and perseverance to continue learning and to stay focused and to achieve a little bit of success. If you have made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you being here, being part of my journey and supporting my work. If you haven't already, check out my sewing tutorial playlist. Subscribe to my channel for more sewing DIY inspiration. I will see you again next week. Thank you and Happy New Year. Bye!